Do you know what the most terrifying thing in this world is? It's not death, it's not pain, it's understanding. Once you truly understand humanity, you lose any reason to love it. I was not born a monster. No one is. But the moment you open your eyes and see the truth, really see it, something inside you changes forever. You realize that everything people live for is nothing more than illusion. Love, justice, morality, all fragile walls people build around themselves to hide from what they really are. If you wish to think like me, you must tear those walls down. You must be willing to face the emptiness beneath everything. Look into the void and do not look away. That is where true clarity begins. Most people think they're complicated. They aren't. They're predictable. Their hearts are ruled by fear, guilt, and the desperate need to be loved. If you want to understand someone, you don't need to read their thoughts. You only need to understand what they fear losing the most. Every smile hides a secret. Every conviction hides a weakness. When I speak to someone, I don't listen to their words. I listen to their hesitation. Their silence tells me everything. To think like me, you must stop seeing people as individuals. See them as patterns, a collection of habits, memories, and contradictions. Once you do, their behavior becomes a story you can rewrite. People mistake calmness for kindness. It's not. Calmness is control. When I speak softly, people listen more closely. When I smile, they lower their guard. And in that moment, they reveal everything. Most people react to power when it's loud, but real power is silent. To think like me, you must never rush. You must never show anger, fear, or desperation. Silence unnerves people more than violence ever could, because in silence, they start to hear their own thoughts, and that's what truly frightens them. When you master silence, you master others. People think monsters are different from them. They're wrong. A monster is simply a person who stopped pretending. You see, every human carries darkness. The difference is, I embrace mine. They deny it. You cannot understand humanity until you accept its ugliness. The desire to hurt, the craving for superiority, the comfort of lies. When you see these things not as flaws but as truths, the illusion of morality dissolves. Then you are free. Freedom doesn't come from goodness. It comes from understanding that goodness is a mask. To think like me, you must learn to see both light and darkness, and then choose neither. Humans like to think they make their own choices. They don't. They're guided by invisible strings: fear, guilt, love, survival. Pull one, and they move exactly as you want them to. You don't have to force anyone to do anything. You just have to make them believe they decided it themselves. This is control, not through force, but through understanding. To think like me, you must stop chasing power and start observing what truly moves people. The mother who protects her child, the man who hides his shame, the woman who fears being alone. Once you see their strings, you'll realize how easily they can be pulled. What do you see when you look into a mirror? A face, a name, an identity? I see none of that, because all of it, the self, the ego, the me, is an illusion. People cling to identity because they fear the truth. There is nothing beneath it. To think like me, you must let go of who you believe you are. You must dissolve the boundaries between yourself and the world. When you realize that you are not real, that there is only existence, you stop being bound by the limits of morality, pride, or fear. That's when you become dangerous, because nothing can control someone who has nothing left to lose, not even a sense of self. People believe manipulation requires lies. It doesn't. The most powerful manipulation is the truth, spoken at the right moment. The truth is a weapon, sharper than any lie could ever be. All you need to do is reveal what people already fear. They'll destroy themselves trying to deny it. To think like me, you must learn how fragile people are in the face of honesty. They spend their lives hiding from truth, so when you hand it to them, they shatter. That is why I don't lie. I simply show people the reflection they refuse to see, and once they see it, they cannot go back. People worship order because they fear chaos, but both are illusions. They exist only in the mind. What they call chaos is simply truth without control. What they call order is just control disguised as morality. When you stop choosing sides, you begin to see the full picture. You see how easily society fabricates meaning. Laws, religions, systems, all built to give comfort to those who cannot bear to think freely. If you wish to think like me, stop asking, what is right? Ask instead, what is real? Reality is not moral, it simply exists. And those who understand this hold true power because they can act without illusion. Fear is the root of every human decision. People build families because they fear loneliness. They believe in gods because they fear death. They chase success because they fear insignificance. When you understand fear, you understand people. But to think like me, you must go one step further. You must erase your own fear. When fear dies, you are no longer controlled by the same laws as others. You are no longer swayed by emotion, morality, or consequence. That is the closest thing to being truly free. Do you know what a perfect monster is? It's not someone who kills. It's not someone who destroys. It's someone who understands everything and feels nothing. That is what it means to think like me, to see every angle of truth, every motive, every contradiction, and remain calm. The perfect monster is not cruel. He is simply beyond illusion. He doesn't seek to harm. He simply exists as a mirror for those who cannot face themselves. That is why people fear me, because deep down, they recognize themselves in me. If you truly wish to think like me, you must abandon hope, not because hope is evil, but because it blinds you from reality. Hope makes people believe that life has meaning, but meaning is a story we tell ourselves to avoid despair. When you stop seeking meaning, you begin to see beauty in nothingness. You begin to see how fragile, how temporary, how absurd everything truly is. And strangely, it's peaceful. The world becomes quiet. You stop struggling. You stop pretending. You simply understand. I am JOHAN LIEBERT, and if you truly wish to think like me, then begin by asking yourself a single question. If everything you love, believe, and live for were proven meaningless, would you still exist?